Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 27 of Theme Park Workshop. My name is Adam Johnson, and I'm joined here today by
Kelley. Hello.
And this is Bella.
And this is our Christmas special. We're here doing a Christmas special. Why do we love the holidays at the theme parks? You're going to learn all about it. It's merry, it's so bright, and the Yuletide is happening. Actually, tomorrow is Yule. As of this recording, pretty fun. Hot cocoa, get that ready because it's going to be a nice, relaxing journey through Christmas and the theme parks. Because the theme parks, as you may know, have quite a bit of holiday Christmas events and joy and special things. From Universal's holidays to the SeaWorld Park's Christmas towns and celebrations. Disney, of course. Disney World has so much, and even there's some spooky going on over at Sir Henry's, or happened. It's over now, but wasn't it a great time? Well, you'll hear all about it. Before we get started to any of that, I just want to give a little update to our Patreon. If you've heard the show before, we definitely point out, we thank our patrons, Jonathan Edward and Landon Kanoki, and we've actually added a tier to that. If you are interested in just giving to the show, donating to the show, and you're not really interested in any of the perks and whatnot, we've got a new $1 tier. Just if you just want to show your support for us, and we do appreciate that. We also have the $2 tier. You'll get some updates from us, very detailed updates about what's coming next in the show. And then, of course, our $5 tier, you'll get the episode before it goes live on the podcast apps and the YouTube, and you get some bonus content. Actually, the two most recent episodes, that bonus content is going to be out right after we record. So if you sign up for that now, you get to enjoy those wonderful things.
You guys, I'm going to challenge you to go look at our Patreon just so you can see how fun the names are, because we could tell them to you, or we could get you to go click on it and look at everything. But they're very fun.
I double dog dare you to go look. You won't do it.
That's at patreon.com/theme park workshop. Give it a look-see, see if you're interested. Heck, maybe last minute Christmas shopping, maybe you give a friend or family member in your life one of these tiers. And listen, it's not just them supporting us or you supporting us. We like to support you and give back and spoil you in goodness, whether it's the $1 tier, the $2 tier, $5 tier. I just want to give that little update because there was that change. So enjoy all of that. Now, on to the show. The first on the list, the first holiday event we're going to talk about is Universal Holidays over at Universal Orlando Resort. Earl the Squirrel took over like never before, and the Grinch like he has before, but in such a fun way. And Macy's, the parade came to play. It was a wonderful time. Bella, you've been this year. What really stood out to you about Universal Holidays this season? What'd you love about it? What'd you do?
Well, I'm just going to say this. I am the biggest Grinch fan ever on the face of the planet, probably. So I've spent most of my time at Grinchmas running around Whoville with all the Whos and then going to see the show. And one thing about me, I will cry every time I see Grinchmas, like violently sob, like one of the last times I saw it, my best friend was in it that day, and I would like tears down my neck, sob it, like hysterical. I love it. I love Grinch. I love the Grinch. I love Grinchmas. I just think Universal does it so well, and it's so fun because this is my first year getting to experience it with the Who's running around because I've never been before like they did it, and oh my gosh, it is like the most fun. I could sit out there all day, and I have. Just like watching them, like talking with them, it's so much fun. One thing I haven't been able to do though at Grinchmas is meet the Grinch because it is such a process now, which like I get it's a good thing, but like you have to like get a virtual queue. I think it's like at 8:45 or like 9:10. I think you have to be on property. Like it's makes me really upset because I don't go there that early and sometimes I forget. But I'll be there on the 29th and 30th of December, and I'm going to try and meet the Grinch because I need to.
I love the Grinch.
He's the best. Like, my whole TikTok is people meeting him in his lair. I want to see his lair.
Yeah.
Like,
He has a lair this year again?
Yes.
Oh,
No,
I'm
they
so
changed.
jealous.
They changed Hong Kongers. It's like it's like his lair.
What?
Yes.
I don't know if anyone listening remembers this, but they did some insane stuff when I was a kid. Like there was one time where they made like a Mount Crumpet and it was like an ice thing and you could go down it in like a little inflatable tube. I've met Max the dog with the Grinch.
I want to meet Max.
Like they did all kinds of crazy stuff where they like made like a huge layer and it like had a huge queue. It was insane. So I wish they would go back to doing that. But that's pretty cool that they like kind of went back to their roots with that this year.
Yeah, it looks really awesome. Over on the Universal side, I surprisingly still have not been in the tribute store. I've stood in front of it talking to friends and I just haven't turned around and gone in.
It looks so good.
It looks very cute. But I've seen the Macy's parade, love it. A little long, a little boring, but it's fine. I love Christmas. It's fun. Love the balloons, love the performers, love the floats. It's fun. I did get to meet Earl the squirrel.
Yes.
I forgot he was
Earl.
doing meet and greets. I totally forgot. And I'm standing in front of Mel's and I turn around and I see him and I scream, "Oh!" And I make my way over there. I'm dragging my friends with me and I'm like, "Hi, Earl the squirrel." And we're matching. He's wearing his red flannel. I was wearing a red flannel, not planned. I was crying. I was like, "Oh my God, Earl, oh my God." It was the greatest moment of my life. And I honestly think that's like the highlight of my Christmas at Universal. I loved it. Haven't gone to Red and Green Coconut Club because it's always closed.
Yeah.
I
that's
did see
like
that some of the signage is already in that prop shop thing. So that's fun.
Oh, I
Yeah.
really want to go to that.
Same. Maybe I'll go the 29th or 30th. Maybe. We'll see. If it's open, probably not.
You should. So you can report back.
Yeah. I know there's like an account that like tweets at Universal, "Is the Red and Green Coconut Club open today?" So I'll have to check that. But yeah.
May have some delayed Christmas stuff for you guys if she gets to go. But yeah, I love meeting the Who's. I last year like saw them all wandering around and they're just so fun. Like I remember I took a video of them for like one of my monthly videos that I make on Instagram and like they were all, I was like, "Oh, move, it's a video." And the one guy just still stayed like a robot and he was like, "I'm not moving. I thought it was a picture." And I was like, "Oh my gosh." But I love the show. I love the Who's. I love them all. Did you try any food?
Did I try any food?
I don't think I tried any food this year. I know I did last year. I got the vegan BLT A.
Oh,
I think that's what the
good.
VLBTA. That might be what it is. I liked it last year, but I did want to get Christmas food this year, and I was starving most of the day because I was holding out for some Christmas food, and then I think I just settled for the carnitas tots over at Green Eggs and Ham. Which, listen, carnitas tots at Green Eggs and Ham is not in any way a
Delicious.
settle, and I felt like it was
That's
still
true.
within theme because Seuss and Grinchmas and whatnot. But no, now that I realize it, no, I didn't get around to doing that. I've been meaning to go back to Universal this season to experience that, but life is happening. And it's been harder to get back than I thought it would be.
That ain't that the truth. I really want to try the little Grinch cookie with the tiny little heart on it. That looks good. But the Grinch hot chocolate looks like too much of everything.
Yeah, that Grinch hot chocolate. I haven't tried it. I'm going to when I go back. But I saw a video where they already like give you hot chocolate with it, and then like you put it in. It
Yes.
just seems. I'm a hot chocolate girly. I love it, but
I love hot chocolate.
I don't think I could handle it. But I really do want to try that Grinch cookie. One of the last times I was there, like a couple times ago, we went into Holiday Parade and we came back for the last Grinchmas, and we walked up to the thing 10 minutes after they closed, and I was gonna go get some buffalo chicken tots at Green Eggs and Ham, which I did get the next day, so it's fine.
That's
But
good.
I couldn't try the cookie, but I have like a list of things I want to try. Like I want to try that, and then over at Universal, I know they have like those like spicy mac and cheeses that are like always there, but I've never tried them. I've never tried them, so why not? It's really cold out in Florida, and it still will be after Christmas.
Oh.
So
I have had it. It's so spicy. So be
I
prepared.
heard that they changed it. They made it less spicy, but I'm
Oh.
also still seeing people saying that it's like ridiculous. So I don't know. I'm kind of scared. I love spice, but like
I
I'm
was gonna
scared.
say, I'm not like super weak when it comes to spice. I'm probably somewhere in the middle. Like I like spicy food. I put hot sauce on like most of my food. One of those people, but I still thought it was pretty hot, but it was delicious though. I was just sweating, so
One thing that we didn't talk about was Earl's Holiday Tree Hunt, which is a resort-wide special event that they are doing this year for the holidays. If you are familiar with some of the more less HHN, more Halloween-y things that Universal does during that season, they have a thing called the Scarecrow Stalk, where you follow a map to all the different gift shops and the resort where they have a special scarecrow set up themed to the store or the area that it's in. And it's a lot of fun. And they're doing that this year with Christmas trees. And you have to try to find the Earl the Squirrel statue hidden within. And the Earl the Squirrel statue has a letter on it. Now, the letter is for this little booklet that you buy for $12, and it comes with an ornament. So here's what you do. You go to one of the designated locations, you buy this booklet, which has the map, and then there's some spaces with some numbers on it, and then there's a decoder. And what you have to do is go to these different trees, write down the letter, decode, or the number rather, and match it up with the letter, and you'll unlock a secret message. That's really easy to figure out. I wish it was a little bit trickier. Because my brother and I, Ben's a huge Earl the Squirrel fan, by the way. He got it in like within like 3 or 4 trees. So it's like, well, we could stop, but it's the spirit of the game. It's the spirit of the game. And it was a wonderful spirit. It's so much fun. Definitely a challenge to try to find some of these squirrel statues in some of these trees. The first one was a real stumper for me. But I thought it was a really fun way to add like an extra activity, especially for families. And it's great. It's a fantastic thing to do if you're there during the very busy season. So like maybe you won't get on Transformers because it's a 90-minute wait, or maybe everyone want to do Rip Ride Rocket and that's down, or you really don't want to wait 15 minutes for the Minions. It's a great way to keep everyone entertained and feel like you're not wasting time, because it's a scavenger hunt and those are always fun. And you don't have to do the entire resort. You can just do a park. Or if you don't have a park ticket, but you're there hanging out at City Walk, there's still trees within City Walk, and you can still redeem for your ornament, your free, well, with $12 ornament. And we definitely had a lot of fun with that. Definitely something to do if that's something that interests you. Grinchmas, as Bella was saying, is always incredible. Always incredible. I said last year when Jonathan and I reviewed it that it really just like... I feel like Christmas to me, I've gotten a little tired of it over the years. Like I feel like the songs might get samey, and it's like, okay, but in the movie, it's gonna come with a different idea for Christmas. And Grinch was just kind of like the Grinch. My heart grew 3 sizes, and that was certainly true again this year. Love the songs, love the actors. It's a wonderful time. But yeah, as Bella was saying too, Earl the Squirrel, the meet and greet. Not so much a jump scare, but as much as it is a wonderful surprise. Because if you don't know, you'll just find yourself by Mel's, and you'll turn to your left, and oh my gosh, there's the squirrel that I love, and he's a wonderful squirrel, and it's a wonderful good time. And they introduced some of his friends this year in the tribute store. So Bella, definitely, if you go to the tribute store, check out some of his friends in the Easter eggs. My personal favorite. Everyone loves Gurg the llama. It is his birthday. But
Happy birthday, Gurg!
Happy birthday, Gurg. My personal favorite, who brings me immense joy. Earl gives me joy, but none give me joy like Daryl the Squirrel.
I love Daryl the Squirrel.
That's how it's written, and that's how I pronounce it. And I smile and I laugh every time. It's a cure to the downers. Daryl the Squirrel.
I love Gurg because in the summer tribute store there was Happy Birthday Greg.
Oh yeah.
So it's like Gurg,
Yep.
Also, for the viewers at home, I'm holding my dog named Max. Not named after the Grinch Max, named after Max and Ruby. But if I am able to meet the Grinch,
Max and Ruby,
I'm gonna tell him that I have a dog named Max.
You should.
I love that.
I think he'd like it. I will. I think he'd like it. He wants to be let down, so I'm just gonna. Oh!
I love that.
He preferred it to an onion, I'm sure.
Probably. He probably gets a lot of onions based on the TikToks I've seen. Well, moving into my resident park, which is Disney, if y'all didn't know. I don't discriminate. I have as many annual passes as possible at all times, but Disney will always have a special place in my heart. I am a Disney adult who was once a Disney child, and that is who I am. But we did EPCOT Festival of the Holidays this year, me and my family, my husband's family, and it was very fun. So they had something very similar to the Earl the Squirrel tree hunt, and it's the Olaf. I don't remember what they call it. Oh, I think it's just Olaf scavenger hunt. But it's $9.99 plus tax, and you get a cute little coin purse when you complete it. And just as a hack, I don't know if they always do that, but sometimes if you ask for them to just give you the coin purse up front when you purchase it, and just say like, hey, can I get this now if you don't want to loop back around? They let us do that. So anyway, that's what the people in my group wanted to do. But we did it with someone who doesn't go to Disney a lot, and then also my niece who's 4, and the adults and children just had so much fun. You're finding little Olafs throughout the countries, and there's one in each country, and he will have something on his sleigh, and you have to find the sticker that has whatever's on his sleigh in each country. So it's really cute and interactive, and it was just fun for all of us. And some of the people were quite drunk by the time we went to Mexico, because I know it's controversial, but we started in Canada. But I like starting in Canada. I'm getting some negative reactions from my co-hosts, but
I'm doing it just because everyone else does it.
But anyway, so by the time we got there, there was some drunk people like, there's Olaf from our group. So it was very fun. Just a cute thing, and the coin purse was very nice for the kids. So that was fun. But I also ate a lot of good food, and I'm trying to remember everything I ate. So I'm looking at the list. The holiday poutine at Canada was really good. It has like cranberry sauce and crispy onions and turkey, and it still has the cheese curds that I love that are so squeaky. So that was good. Naturally, the cheese fondue in a bread bowl in Germany was good again. It comes with the little vegetables. My mother-in-law said the chestnuts were really good. I did not try them, but they smelled good. What I did try was the croissant donut from the Donut Box by Test Track. I got it twice. It melts in your mouth. It's so good, and it's still like crispy somehow.
We love a good cronut.
It's so good. Cronuts are my freaking jam, because I love croissants and donuts. So it's like the best of both worlds. Hannah Montana. The salted caramel spaceship Earth cookie was pretty good too. Now I'm just listing things, but those are some of my favorites, and you can never go wrong with China or Japan. They both had great food. So yeah, lots of good stuff from this year. Oh, the sushi tree, they changed it a little bit this year, and it was just like rolls instead of like a big thing of rice, and that was amazing. So yeah, I didn't really like the blood orange tuna tartare or whatever. That was terrible. It comes in like like the push pops. It's in one of those, but it's
Please
just
don't continue. Please don't continue. Please don't continue. I know. Please don't continue.
Look it up if you want.
It's haunted me. It's haunted me in my nightmares. It's so awful. Why would they do that?
It's
like, I thought Sir Henry's would be the scariest thing this season, but a raw fish push pop sounds utterly terrifying.
Yeah,
it's like the cold noodles.
Why was it sweet? It was so bad. I will round the food out with my favorite thing, which was the chocolate crinkle cookie from the American Table. Was amazing. The Snickers doodle was bad, and I love Snickers and Snickerdoodles, but the chocolate crinkle cookie was so soft, and it had the powder on top. It was just so good. I want 20 of them.
That cookie is the greatest thing to ever happen.
It is amazing. I hope it's here every year because I want it again.
Did you try like that melty cheese?
Yes.
Was it good?
Is amazing. And I ate it with a spoon. I also won Best Aunt Award, and I was eating cheese with a spoon, and my niece had like the cheese from the pretzels, and she was like, I want to eat this with a spoon, and her parents were around, so I was like, okay, and I bring her back around, and they were like, what did you do? I'm like, this is what you can do when you're an aunt, is let her eat the fake cheese flavored product with a spoon.
You know, you could buy that cheese at Dollar Tree.
What?
I would eat that with a spoon. I would.
It's so good.
And for why? There's no reason.
And for why?
That with the corn dog nuggets is the best combination. That's what I get at Fantasmic.
Oh.
And at Casey's.
Interesting.
I did not see Candlelight, but did y'all see the video of Neil Patrick Harris when he said EPCOT? And I'm pretty sure the C does not stand for Chapek.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy. That was really fun.
I screamed. I screamed the loudest scream I have ever scrumped. Like, it was... I broke Adam. Have you never heard that?
I don't know. I wasn't expecting that conjugation.
I think it actually goes, I screamed the biggest scrum I ever scrumped. I think that's how it goes.
That's amazing.
But no, that video is so out of pocket in the best way. And it's like finding different angles of it and watching all of the cast members' faces. It's so good. Didn't Josh Gad made a Splash Mountain comment. And he's like, they're going to drag me off the stage during my final performance.
I was just about to bring that up too, as I saw the Josh Gad one also. And I think it's his first time doing it. It's just so funny. So yeah. Anyway, look up those videos if you want some quality content, because that's just hilarious. But I didn't actually see Candlelight
this year. It's
some unhinged hosts this year. That's pretty much it about EPCOT, which is the only... I went to Hollywood Studios also. Hollywood Studios has the best decorations. I don't think that's a controversial opinion. I think most people agree on that, but it does. Their tree is amazing. I love Gertie with the mistletoe. I love the way they do the projections on Tower of Terror and the snow on Hollywood Boulevard. It's just really nice, and I love it. And the stars on Hollywood Boulevard are nice too. So decorations were great. Slay Acapella slayed. I only saw them in passing, but they did a great job. The food was good there too. If you're into popcorn buckets, they have a really cool one this year that's like, it spins. Like, it's like, I don't know, it's like a big like
music box
carousel. Yeah, like a music box. I think it might play music. I don't know.
It does. Okay, it does.
It's so cute. I almost bought it, and I'm not even a popcorn bucket girly. I have the Figment one, but that's because I'm a Figment apologist. I love calling myself an anything apologist. I think it's funny. As far as food, I didn't try a lot. I tried the holiday Minnie Mouse Bundt cake. It was delicious. It had apple pie filling, and it was like cinnamon and like crispy on the outside. It was good. It was a little bit dry, but any bite where it had the apple pie filling, which it did not have enough of, was great. So Disney, I know you're listening to this. Please add more apple pie filling to it next year. Thank you. But I think that's all I tried. There was some other cool looking stuff, but the snowman cookie is so cute, where it looks like a melted snowman with the white chocolate and the marshmallow. I almost got that, but I was too sugared out after EPCOT. So yeah. So Hollywood Studios. Oh, and I didn't see this year, but the holiday Frozen sing-along, like they add a couple of scenes to it and songs, is so cute. And I highly recommend if you have any children or Frozen fans. I am a Frozen fan and a child at heart, so I love it. I meant to do it, but we just were with other people and we just prioritized different things. But yeah, that's fun. And Very Merry Christmas is back, which I wish I went to this year, but I will definitely go to next year because I love Very Merry Christmas. It's so fun.
Very Merry Christmas Party is the greatest thing to ever happen, but the worst thing to ever happen is it being so expensive.
It's so expensive, which is why I didn't go. But I love Text Me Merry Christmas. They got some real bops.
And then it sold out very quickly too, from what I was seeing.
It did.
Like, even if you were thinking about it, by the time you decided, it would have been gone.
Like, it sold out super quickly. So definitely will plan ahead for that next year if I can afford it. But excited that it's back, and I love seeing everyone's photos. And then Animal Kingdom, which I don't go to Animal Kingdom enough. I should go more, But with the park hopping, like not till 2. I like going there in the morning, but then I don't want to stay till 2. So maybe someday I'll have to go on like a Sunday because a lot of times we'll stay overnight on weekends. So I don't know, but I love Animal Kingdom and they don't do enough for Christmas, but they're getting better. They have the Merry Menagerie, which is really cute with the little puppets, like the little like they have like a polar bear and I like the little penguins and they have like actors out there like moving them around. So that's really cute, especially with kids who like just get super excited about it. Like I know my niece would love that. And then they have the festive flotillas where they have like Santa and other festive characters going out on the little boats, which I always like seeing those because it's just nice to be like, oh, look, there's a character right there. They have some holiday decor. I think they have a new projection show for Christmas, which is cool. And then they have the Donald's Dino Bash with some of the characters all festive in Dino Land, which I love Dino Land, and I know they're going to murder Dino Land, which makes me sad. But yeah, so that's pretty much it on Disney. Epcot and Hollywood are like my two favorite parks, so I just usually go between the two of those, but they were a very fun time for Christmas this year.
I have never seen Merry Menagerie, and I'm kind of upset about it because it looks like the greatest thing to ever exist. I know! I want to go see the penguins!
It's so nice.
I'm blocked out.
And they'll let you like pet the little animals if you ask, and they just do a really good job of like puppeteering them. Like it's so cute.
I haven't been to Disney a whole bunch lately, but especially not during the holidays. When I did see the Fantasmic preview, I got to see a little bit of the Tower of Terror light display, and I thought that was fun. And actually, I learned this from Landon, our friend and patron. He was saying that when you're leaving Fantasmic, you can actually see there's like a family of 3 in one of the windows, like the silhouettes, and it's something that most people won't see, but they still went the extra mile and just like decorated it or detailed it. So at least the guests who go to see Fantasmic, they get that little fun treat on the scariest attraction at the park, at the resort. But it does sound like a lot of fun, all of these things that you're talking about. Very tasty. I noticed food was a theme, and I love it when parks do lots and lots of food, which actually, if we want to segue into the next thing, that's pretty much the feature of Busch Gardens Christmas Town this year. They've got a kind of a food festival going on there. You can get a badge, like a card, a punch card. The $8, or not the $8. Oh, if only. The 5 item, I don't know where 8 came from. The 5 item sampler, that's $40. And then they've got a 10 item sampler as well. That's $55. But if you are a pass holder for $55, you can get a 12 item sampler. And what you do is you go around to all these different booths across the park. It's a big park and there's a lot of options, and you can just try any sample of specialty food items and drink items too. And so my friends and I, so this was completely unexpected for me to go to Busch Gardens Christmas Town. I wasn't planning on it, but my friends came into town. They were planning to go there. They just came to drop off some stuff for my new condo that I'm renting. It's great. And they're talking about how they're going to Busch Gardens. And they're like, wait, Adam, do you want to go? I'm like, well, my afternoon just freed up. So yeah, let's do it. And so we did it, and we split the sampler. So we split these 12 items amongst the 3 of us. I got 2 things of hot cocoa. I got to try ceviche for the first time, which is spicy cold raw fish, and it was actually not too bad. I enjoyed it.
I love ceviche.
Yeah. They also had things like pork loins and what other wonderful things did we try? Oh, the barbecue samplers over by Shikra, the Zambia Smokehouse. I didn't try it myself because I got the ceviche, but I heard great things about it. Yeah, they had a whole bunch, and the cupcakes too. They have cupcakes as one of the options you can get, and I didn't try it, but I heard it was good. What the highlight for me was I got 2 things of hot cocoa. The hot cocoa there is so good. It is so good. They fill it beyond flowing with whipped cream. Well, not beyond flowing because that would hurt because it's hot cocoa. But they put just the right amount of whipped cream, and it was so sweet and so delicious. And then the cocoa was so good, I couldn't resist a second helping. But that was actually a lot of fun. Got to try all sorts of different things, filled up the bellies, and you get to do it I got to do it with friends, and it's really a good group activity. I will say though, if you're planning to do the Christmas Town food sampler or any of the food items, if there's just something on that list where you're like, I really want to try that, just go to that one first, or try to get there as early as you can. Because even with like 2 hours before the park closed, we were really struggling to find some of the things that we wanted. Like, we were really looking forward to this pretzel. I believe it was spinach and feta, or maybe it was mushroom and feta. I can't remember. It sounded so good. Unfortunately, by the time we got there, they were completely out of this pretzel, and they don't let you switch out. So like, it said, do you want a pizza pretzel? And we asked, well, can we use the sampler thing on it? I said, no, that'll be $8. Like, okay, well, never mind. More hot cocoa then. So like, even though there were those downsides, there are definitely some upsides. But if you're there with a family, a picky family, or just one thing really stands out to you, just try to get there a little bit earlier. But yeah, huge highlight. And you see all these Christmas lights and wonderful music and projection mapping and whatever. I mean, it's just, Busch Gardens put in like a good effort, and it's just really fun and cozy, and all the rides are open. Well, except the ones that are under maintenance.
Isn't the hot chocolate so good?
It is.
It's the same ones over at SeaWorld.
Yeah.
Like, they have the same cups and everything, but it is so good. I'm going Thursday to Busch Gardens, and I'm looking forward to getting some, because I haven't been able to get any at SeaWorld this year. Because the lines have just been crazy.
Yeah.
But that hot chocolate, they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember I loved Busch Gardens Christmas Town. I went when I was younger, like, and I feel like I've talked about this before. They had like Christmas haunted houses or something. Do you know what I'm talking about?
You have talked about this, and
They were like houses, and they had a sugar plum level of how scary they were. I'm looking
love
this
that.
up because I feel crazy.
I remember Zubu doing that, but not during Christmas. But they'd have like the scale of like.
Was it Zubu? No, it wasn't Zubu. I did that
No.
too. Zubu. Oh.
Rest in peace.
No, honestly. But I'm excited to go because it looks like a lot of fun. I'm excited to see their version of Elmo's Christmas Wish.
Oh yeah.
That'll be
That was packed. So when we went, like,
Yeah.
it was the busiest I've ever seen Busch Gardens. And granted, I don't go to Busch Gardens as much as I should for being a pass holder. But yeah, like, it's hard to find parking. And again, as I said, like, a lot of things are running out in the food and beverage. So I will warn you, Bella, like, the lines aren't going to be terribly nice. But I still think there's a lot to enjoy, and a lot that makes the endurance worth it if they have the things you're looking for. So it's always good to just kind of poke your head in and ask. Noah's after the pork loin, so you should be good there if you want the pork loin. or the fudge sampler. Oh no, toffee sampler. No one was really in line for that either, but everyone wanted the shrimp. The shrimp was good. And they've also got like market stuff too. They had some independent art. I think they're independent artists come in and sell their wares. I didn't really look at it too much, but I thought that was nice that they have like some local features. And also, if you're not really in the mood for Kumba or Cheetah Hunt, which now has the water back, like, that's a Christmas gift right there. They've got plenty of shows. The train has a nice Christmas overlay. I didn't do it this year, but last year, I remember they played Christmas songs, and things were lit up. They went the full circuit, I believe, of the train, which I'd never been on before. And it's a one way, one stop, full circuit thing. That was really nice. So if you do get the chance to do that, definitely do that. But yeah, the shows were Christmas on Ice, which replaces Turn It Up. Not an ice show I like, but Christmas on Ice was pretty fun. I'm not really that connected to ice shows. I think it's because, like, musical theater definitely gets you. Acting, I get you. Dancing, like, it's so like physical that, like, I understand, I can connect. Ice skating, it's so glidey that I can't connect to it as well, I guess. So it's definitely not the quality of the show where I'm like, yeah, it was fine. It was more like, I'm just not an ice skating person, I guess. But they did have some great things where they would get on these silks and like spin up on the air. Like, they weren't on ice, they were in the air. And that was really cool. And they had some great set pieces as well. I know my friends that I was with, they absolutely live for the show. So that's a big commendation right there. And it's a very busy show too, or a very popular show. And they don't have like lines and queues set up outside the theater for Turn It Up or Katonga or any of the shows that have been there in the past that I've seen. But this Christmas on Ice show, they like require you to line up early if you want any seat. And the Three Kings Journey, that's another show I kind of caught at the end. At first I thought it was the Three Queens journey. Thought they were doing a drag show just because it was so they're dressed very regalish, and like just from a distance I'm like, is this drag? Are we doing drag here at Busch Gardens? I know they do it at SeaWorld, at least during Halloween. I thought they were doing the same here. It wasn't the case. They were kings going to see Jesus. But the singing was really good, and it's in the Pantopia Grill Theater thing that they got going on. And yeah.
Now I need it to be a drag show because it would go so hard. It goes hard regardless, but as a drag show,
I mean, listen, like just from a distance, his eye makeup was really standing out, and his gown was super like purple and super flowy.
Oh,
and
I know.
It looked like a drag stance. Like I thought I was walking to the birdcage, and I was excited, and I was still excited when I found out it was the Three Kings.
It's
but
so
I definitely
good,
thought it was the Three Queens.
The reactions would be wild, but my reaction would be extremely positive. I would love that so much.
Yeah.
Now I want it to happen. I need it to happen.
Busch Gardens, we know you're listening.
Busch Gardens.
Jinx. You owe me a Coke.
But yeah, that was my experience at Busch Gardens, Christmas Town. If you can stand it being busy, and you're open to trying new things and the foods, even if you're not, they've got plenty of safe options too. It was definitely fun, and I went when it's completely unexpected, and I think just doing it with some friends, like it was really a good random adventure highlight to end my vacation with. And yeah, so check it out if you're in the area, if you're interested. I know they're doing a lot of sales as well. Like every time I go into the Busch Gardens portal, they're like, hey, do you want 40% off? And if you go to Wendy's, like, hey, you want a discount? So I don't know what it ends up tallying up to, but it's probably one of the more affordable options compared to Disney World or Universal. But yeah, but Busch Gardens has a sister event, from what I understand, over in Orlando at SeaWorld, the Christmas celebration. Bella, tell us all about it.
Okay, so SeaWorld Christmas, it's basically the same thing as Busch Gardens Christmas Town, except this year they can't use the festival path because that's where Pipeline is going to be. They finished the track this weekend while I was there. It is massive. It is so close to the ticket booth and entrance. It is so close to the ground. It's scary, but it looks cool. They have a little cart set up so you can see the ride vehicle. But anyway, that's not Christmas. So they have like all their Christmas events spread around now. Like Santa's up at the front. The line, we couldn't see the line when I went with my friends. We were like, oh, it's probably really short. No, that was like 70 minutes. It's never short. Don't trust it. But what I mostly go to SeaWorld for, as everyone knows, is the Sesame Street stuff. And they have a lot for the holidays. They have Elmo's Christmas Wish at Seaport Theater, which is so good and is so slay. Featuring bangers like All I Want for Christmas Is You, sung by Cookie Monster. Run, Run, Rudolph. Jingle Bells. All the classics. And it's so good. And then we have the Sesame Street Christmas Party Parade, which is so good, and I cry every time I watch it. Gonna be real, I cry a lot. Christmas makes me cry, but it's very good, very fun, very busy, probably on par or worse than Busch Gardens. I went this weekend, and some of the stuff I saw and experienced, is bad. Like, I'm waiting to go to the last Almost Christmas Wish, and the crowd around is so big that I felt like I was in the pit for a concert, and I didn't even have to walk into the theater because the whole crowd shoved forward, so they were moving me. So if you go to SeaWorld or Busch Gardens for Christmas, either this year or in the future, just be cautious. As the closer it gets to Christmas, the crazier it gets. But I always feel like SeaWorld does Christmas the best out of all the theme parks, in my opinion. Just because, like, they have so many lights, they have, like, so many little things. Like, they have a ballerina doing, like, sugar plum variations in a snow globe. And they have good food. I haven't tried any of it. I have had the hot cocoa, though. And they're all really good. I had them last year. I didn't get any this year yet. But I had them last year, and they were very good. And then this year, they finally brought back A Wondrous Night, which is their, like, big Christmas show. And it is the best Christmas show out of any theme park. Better than Grinchmas. It is, yeah.
Fighting words.
Yeah. and I am a Grinchmas girly, but it was so good. Like live singers, the whole cast is singing, dancing. There's animals, there's camels. It's funny. There's costume changes, little ones, but they're still there. It is so fun. It's like 30-ish, 40 minutes, I think. It is so good. You must get there early because it's crazy, but it is so worth it. It like I've never seen Nautilus Theater that full ever in my entire life, or my entire 2 years going to SeaWorld, but it is so worth it. It's so good. I love SeaWorld Christmas, even though it's crazy, and I low-key fear for my life with how busy it is.
I think that SeaWorld is the only one I haven't been to on this list for Christmas. If I have, it's been a really long time. So I definitely need to make that a priority for next year, because I'm not going to make it over there this year, but I love SeaWorld.
Oh, they also have an ice skating show at Bayside Stadium. I've never seen it, but I watch it going on from the bridge. It's not Christmas on Ice like at Busch. It's something. I don't know, but it looks really cool and really fun. They set up a little ice skating rink, and you can go ice skating during the day. I don't remember how much it is to ice skate during the day, but you can do that. That is an option to be able to do. And yeah, overall, I think SeaWorld is up there with the Christmas celebrations in theme parks.
Is it called Winter Wonderland on Ice, perhaps?
I think so.
Cool.
I
Yeah,
think
it looks
what
fun.
it is.
I've got a picture up. Oh, there's snowmen on skates, or there's penguins. It could be both.
Maybe.
That's so
I don't know.
nice.
But it looks really fun. I'm gonna try and go. I'm not gonna try and go, because I think I'm gonna go on New Year's Eve and just like yeet out of there as soon as possible. Go in, see some friends, and then leave. But yeah, I highly recommend SeaWorld Christmas because it's so fun.
Yeah, one thing I was reading up on it too was that they have other holiday festivities as well. It's not just Christmas. So the Hanukkah celebration is going on as we record until the last day of Hanukkah, the 26th. After that, they go right into a Kwanzaa festivity, which lasts the 26th to New Year's Day, the 1st of January. They have a New Year's Eve celebration and also a Three Kings celebration for Three Kings Day on January 6th. So I love that. I love that they're like expanding their holidays.
They
That's so nice.
they have a giant menorah set up in Sesame Street Land, and on each night of Hanukkah they'll like read like a little bit, and they'll say I don't know what it is, but they'll like do their like reciting, and it's so cool. They light it massive menorah. And then for Kwanzaa they have the Kinara, and they have that, and like they'll come out, read a story, like talk about it. Three Kings Day, they have that. I think they do like a little show. I think they just extend A Wondrous Night, but I don't really remember. But yeah, SeaWorld does a very good job at like including all of those. I think it's really cute.
I know that's probably because even though it's like universal holidays and very merry celebration, like it's very much heavily Christmas, and that's fine. I love, it's great. But I do think it's great that they're also being inclusive and including all the happy holidays that are going on at this time. Yeah.
Ooh, I still have a few more days. Maybe I'll see if my husband wants to go to SeaWorld on like Friday or Monday, because I have a fun card and it's not blocked out those 2 days. It's blocked out the 25th and the 29th, 30th, and 31st. So maybe I'll see if one of our days off he wants to go to SeaWorld, because now I want to go, because we only have our fun card obviously through the end of the year, and we probably won't get it again next year. It's probably one that we'll do like back and forth with Busch Gardens, but I might have to go see the Christmas stuff because you guys are making me want to go.
Do it. It's so good. It's so fun.
Pay for a day, play all year.
Heck yeah, I love it. Except for paying those exorbitant parking fees. That's why usually one of us, we didn't for SeaWorld, but one of us will usually get a pass, and then the other one will get the fun card. And so the person with the pass just gets the free parking and any discounts and stuff. Usually me, because if anyone's going to go by themselves, it's me. But yeah, speaking of things that are scary, like those prices, if you are interested, you like that segue, you guys?
I live for it.
Bella's dying over there. If you are interested in some non-traditional Christmas stuff, do we have the event for you? Now, if you're listening to this, I think it'll be over by the time you hear this. So definitely plan to go next year. And they also do a Valentine's event, so you can go in a couple months. But we've definitely talked about Sir Henry's Haunted Trail on here. If you haven't heard of it, it's amazing. Look it up. I've heard that great people own it as well, which is awesome. I don't know them personally, but I've heard very, very good things. And Adam and I actually got to go to this event together with Adam's mom. It was super fun. We had a great time. And we did 2 trails. We actually paid, I think it was only $10 more to do the VIP. And I assume you agree, Adam. It was definitely worth it, in my opinion.
Yeah, so if you get the standard pass, which I believe for Christmas, because it's only the 2 weekends, that was only $30, which that's a steal. Absolute steal. But you only get to do each trail once. And then the escape rooms, the laser tag, which we didn't do the laser tag, those are $5 extra still. But for $10 more, you get the front of line, the fast pass, the express line for each trail, and then you get to do reruns, which is definitely a rewarding experience. Doing multiple walkthroughs of these trails. And it's not just because, like, you know, like with Horror Nights, sometimes you miss a scare, and so you're like, well, I gotta go do that again so I can like get the full experience, because obviously I missed something. But with Sir Henry's, they pace you through, so really going again, it's just to like, okay, I know where things are coming, like I wonder what's going to be different, and there are always differences. But then they had 2 trails. Sleigh Bells, which was about the elves taking over in a very dark and not so much spooky, but definitely maniacal way, because Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus were too depressed to do anything. I believe that was the storyline. And in that particular house, we did that one 4 times, that trail. And after like the 3rd round and the 4th round, even the 2nd round, like they recognized us and they would like talk with us. We actually stopped in a couple of rooms and had a little bit of a conversation, and we caught some of their jokes and their lines, and we recalled the jokes. Like, yes, that's exactly right. Yes, keep on going. And you know, at by the 4th run, some of them are like, "Oh, it's you again? What are you doing here? Don't you have someplace better to be?" And they would roast us.
Yeah. And it's funny because some people, like Santa's kind of like looking down in that like trail. So he wasn't really looking at us. So he always said pretty much the same things every time. There were certain people that said the same thing over and over. And then there were ones that would be like, oh, like you again. Like there's one guy that did something different. And he was like, ha, see, that one was new for you. And like there was a girl asking for spare change. And so the second time around, we brought, I think it was second, we all gave her change in her cup. And like we were telling the other elves that we like gave her, they're like deranged elves. We like told them we were like giving the spare change, and they all like clapped for us and stuff. But then we came through again and we didn't have it, and they were mad. So I got harassed for wearing a Halloween Horror Nights shirt as well. They were like, that event's expensive. You could have put it in your own pocket and came here instead. It's just very funny. So, which I did also go there. But yeah, there was a lot of like fun stuff in that one where it was just like you could do it over and over again, and you were like, they were recognizing you. And there's like stuff that I noticed, like there was like an elf in a graveyard, and the 2nd or 3rd time I was like, oh, are you dead? And he was like, just nodded. And I was like, oh, I didn't notice that the first time. So it's just like funny stuff that we noticed. And there was one elf in particular that was harassing us, mostly Adam, honestly.
Yeah. It was like I signed up for a Comedy Central roast without realizing
Seriously.
it. It's like, who are you? Are you just like every other sitcom dad? And like,
yeah, I was like, dang, dude.
Comments like that.
That is so good. I love that. That's funny.
And then he said to Kelley, I thought you'd be smarter. You got the glasses. I guess that's not true. And then we came back and he's like, I guess you didn't get the new prescription because you're back here.
Yes.
Oh my God. Are they from New York? Is it like based in New York, or that's just what happened?
He was like, he's like anti-Bernard from the Santa Claus.
Oh,
Yes.
of course.
Yes,
Of course.
exactly.
I love that. That's so funny.
And
Yeah.
then there was a guy walking around, because if you haven't been to Sir Henry's, it's great to get there like as early as you can, like get an earlier time, and then just walk around. Even if you don't get the pass where you can go multiple times in the houses, just walk around and interact with the characters. They're very fun. There's like, they'll come from within the trails and they'll come explore for a little bit, or some of the same characters will walk around, and there's just really cool ones. But one of them was like the complaints manager. He gave us a business card. I wish I had it on me so I could tell you his exact title, but he like had a briefcase full of complaints about the elves. So like we were like bringing up his name and everything. Do you remember his name, Adam?
Alabaster.
Yes, Alabaster.
Alabaster brown nose.
Yes, that's it. And we went through the trail the first time, and we heard someone say Alabaster, and we were all like, "Who is that?" And then
I'm thinking like
him.
this is a Christian event technically. Like they got Bible verses on
Yep.
the website and stuff. I'm like, did they just make a Jars of Clay reference? What's going on here?
Yep. I literally was like, "Who is that supposed to be?" And then we met him. So that was like cool that we got to like hear about him, see him, and then go back and mention him again. So that was fun. Oh, and another thing to note about the VIP is that if you don't have VIP, they'll actually tell you what order to do the trails in, to keep the flow like even, so that you're not waiting too long for a house. The lines weren't super long. I think the best benefit, or at least like later in the night, they weren't long. So if you're gonna get just the standard ticket, I would probably recommend going a little bit later in the evening, like 8:30 or later. I mean, then of course you miss some of the earlier stuff, or maybe wait to go in the trails until later, because the lines did get a lot shorter. Like when we did the sleigh bells, like for like the fourth time, it was like we were like the last people to do it, and there was no one in line. So even in the standard line, so later the lines get better, but it was still nice being able to do them over again. We also did Krampusnacht, which the second version, number 2. I have done the first one as well, which was last year. That one was scarier.
Yeah.
And I feel like it didn't have as much of the interaction where you like when you do it over and over again, it like it wasn't as funny. It was more scary, but it was still cool doing it again. Because if you stand at different places, like in your placement and with your group, if you have more than one person, like you'll get different scares. Like if you're in the back, some of them will follow you. That was like, no. And then like even in the middle, there's some scare actors and effects that like the person in the front won't see because they don't come out till later. Like there was a really cool thing that like came out of the wall at Adam during the sleigh bells one, and I didn't even see it the first time, so I wanted to go later in the lineup the next time when I was a little bit more brave. I like going in the front, but it's interesting because sometimes like you're out in the middle of the woods, sometimes you don't know, like I'm like, where do I go? But or there's like multiple trails to go down and things like that. It's super fun. Definitely recommend it. I also recommend the escape rooms, even though we're not that good at them.
Well, here's the weird thing. We were good at the one, we had no idea what was going on. And the one that we knew what was going on, we failed, technically.
Yeah.
I
Like we had
did
one...
like the escape rooms a lot better for Christmas than I did during Halloween.
Yes, I agree.
I don't know if it's because of the theme or the puzzles were easier, like more accessible. Because with time has passed, it's not happening right now. We could spoil if we want to. But I think it was the toy store one, which was connected to the Sleigh Bells storyline. And like Alabaster Brown-Nose was like the host on the video saying, oh, you got to find this thing that's causing all the elves to be evil. Good luck. Like you had to find the like the nutcrackers, and they had like a number or a letter on them. I can't remember exactly. And then they were letters, and you had to do the code. And we knew that. And our fingers weren't fast enough.
Yeah, I think we had the code, but you only have 3 minutes to get out. They're very, very quick escape rooms, which is awesome because it gives everyone time to do it, but it goes quick. Like I wish it was like 10 minutes because 3 minutes is so short, but they gotta keep up with the demand. So yeah, that one, I thought we were gonna get it and we didn't. And then the other one, I think that we won on accident.
Yeah.
It was like a cookie
An
one.
accident.
Yeah, so it was Big Jimmy's gingerbread escape, which Lil Jimmy is an inflatable gingerbread that runs around, and he's hilarious.
I love him, and I've never even met him, but I love him.
He has little, if you saw the pictures on our Instagram, he has little angry eyes, which is fun. And he, like, just the actor, or I think actress, playing Lil Jimmy is hilarious. And then Lil Jimmy told me that the counterpart in one of the trails was Burnt Jimmy, but Burnt Jimmy does not like being called Burnt Jimmy. So
He was
don't
stabby.
do that.
He was stabby Jimmy.
Stabby Jimmy.
I think he runs in the family, but Burnt Jimmy, like you said, Burnt Jimmy! And he's like, ah.
Yeah, he didn't like that. So it was Big Jimmy's gingerbread escape, and you had to get the cookies out of the oven, and the oven light had to like turn green, but there's like these recipe wheels on the wall, and it had like butter, sugar, bats, and like all these
arsenic.
Yeah,
Because
arsenic and all these like ingredients, and you had to like, I guess, do them in the right order, but we never figured out like how we were supposed to, like, we found the recipe book, but like we were like, do you turn it? Like, what is the code here? But Adam just used super strength to rip open the oven. I don't know.
I don't know.
Adam!
The light turned green though. We didn't break it.
Okay, I mean,
Well, like a minute into the house, we weren't doing it. We were just looking for clues because immediately after that timer starts, you're in a panic because you think you're going to get a clue from the video and you really don't.
Yeah, my biggest advice would be to not listen to them when they tell you to stop and watch the video. The video doesn't do anything. You can listen to it and appreciate the acting, but don't watch it. Go look for clues.
Yeah, get some bonus time. But then a minute into it, I'm looking for stuff, and I think I accidentally pulled on the oven handle, and it opened, it turned green, and I'm like, but we didn't technically solve that. Let me just close that right back up and, spirit of the game and stuff. And then I don't think Kelley and my mom picked up on that, and they just kept on looking for stuff and trying to solve the wheels, which I'm still convinced don't do any. I don't know. I don't think it's that complex. Who knows?
Maybe all you had to do was open the oven. Maybe it was a trick.
It could have been.
I don't know. But then she came in and was like, you did it. And we were like, I don't even think we were like, yay. I think we all just stared at each other like, what?
Because like I started to like piece things together. Like there's a sign that's like, little Jimmy or Big Jimmy, you're supposed to have the cookies out. Why don't you have the cookies out? I noticed the cookies were in the oven, and then y'all were looking at this recipe book, and then I'm looking in there, and actually it didn't always open. It didn't open the second or third time I tried, but on the fourth time, just like seconds before we would have failed, it opened. The host saw and said, "Yeah, you won. Congrats." And we're like, "We did." Can you explain? Nope. This would be a spoiler.
The wheels around, but in no particular way. So I don't know, but I will say, yeah, I do recommend, because it was $10, because it's $5 for each for the 2 escape rooms and the laser tag. Both Adam and I have done the laser tag. I don't know, it's all right, but I think if you have like a big group where it's just your group, that'd be fun.
Yeah, doing
it with random people is kind of meh. So
but it didn't seem very popular either, so it would have just been the 3 of us, which, I mean, I'm sure we would have had a gas, but I don't know. It didn't impress me the one time I did it, and I love Sir Henry's. Like, go to Sir Henry's. Yes. But the laser tag has kind of been the weak link for me, just based on that one time, and it didn't look like anything had really changed there. And I know they just like did Christmas overlays for 2 of the 3 trails they did during Halloween, so I figured that the game for the laser tag game would have changed that much either.
Right.
Tim Tracker uploaded a video from
there it is.
Gotta get to mention it. Gotta get it in. He uploaded a video from Sir Henry's, and it's a longer video, so I'm pretty sure he shows inside the trails. So I'm gonna watch it, and I'm excited to see it because I didn't watch any of the Halloween ones because I wanted to go, and then I didn't. So
usually, because I've seen his videos from the previous events, usually they will allow you to videotape, but you can only videotape with it towards your face. And this is for media night. I mean, you're not allowed to videotape if you're a standard guest, but like on the media nights, usually they can just videotape their own face. But it's cool because, like I said, a lot of people like follow you, so you still get like, you'll still get to see the trail and some of the actors and stuff. So definitely watch that if you're interested in seeing what the event was like this year. I'm gonna watch it because reminiscing and all that. But yeah, for $10 or $15 if you want to do the laser tag, if you love laser tag.
And axe throwing too. They do
I
have axe
recommend it.
throwing where you can get a ticket upgrade.
I think that's also $5. And yeah, you can win a
yeah.
ticket upgrade. So if you're really good at axe throwing, buy a standard ticket and try to get the upgrade. I don't know exactly what it is. I assume it's upgrade to VIP. But yeah, I definitely think those things are worth the few dollars if it's something you're interested in. We also all got shirts because the t-shirt design with Krampus was so cool this year.
Yeah.
And then they sell like jams and salsas and other merch. They sell books that are based on the haunt and like stories and things like that. I have one of them. I need to get the other one. I assume they'll have the Love's Revenge one at the Love's Revenge event. So, you know. Oh, and if you buy them on Amazon too, you can give them a review, which helps them because I saw them posting about that. So yeah, I mean, they have some really cool stuff. I think they're definitely a good company to support. And I know I will be at the Valentine's Day event, hopefully with Adam and maybe Bella if she wants to go. So yeah.
I'm scared, but yeah.
No, I think you'll have fun. I think you'll have a good time. I know you don't like the chainsaws. There's only like 2 chainsaws, and they weren't like super aggressive with them. So I think you'll be good.
Yeah, like there was one chainsaw on a trail this year, which the first time we went through, the chainsaw didn't work, which was funny. I thought it was maybe part of the gag, but then the other 3 times it did work. But he was like pretty far back, like he wasn't chasing us with it. He just wanted to scare us with the noise and stuff. So.
If someone chased me with a chainsaw, I would be gone. I would be lost in the woods.
But yeah, if anyone wants to go on Valentine's weekend, let us know. We'll meet you there because I will be there, and not with my husband, and that's our anniversary weekend. So that's fun. Honestly, I'm probably gonna go the day before our anniversary because that's the Saturday. So why not? We have plans on our anniversary, but not that day. So I'll be at Sir Henry's.
Yay! Yeah, I think I think Sir Henry's, like, it was funnier than the Halloween version. Like, Krampus had some scary moments, but I think all in all, it was just fun. It was a fun atmosphere, fun Christmassy atmosphere. The music that they had going on, the loop, I loved. I think it was just the Krampus movie soundtrack. Nevertheless, like, it was great. They had so many walk around characters. You had Frosty the Snowman. You had Little
Frosty.
Jimmy. You had the Carolers,
Krampus.
which looked wicked. Krampus himself.
Krampus had beef with me the whole night.
Yeah.
Just kept getting up in my face.
Dang, girl, what you do?
I don't know. Well, one time I did step on his chain on accident when we were taking a photo, and he was real mad.
There you go.
And then Sir Henry himself.
Yes, and he was very nice, and he confirmed there would be a Valentine's Day event. So if there's not one, you can blame Mr. Sir Henry himself, not me. But yeah.
And there's some, like, I feel what really impressed me with the event, besides just being a good scary time for the Christmas holiday, was just how integrated the storylines felt. Like, at first you're like, well, it's not so much a Sir Henry's event, it's not so much a Santa. I guess it's kind of like Krampus, and then Santa's there too. But just like how the walk around characters would reference some of the houses and all of that, and Krampus was like throughout the event as well. Like, I was just really impressed with that element for it being an indie haunt on a frontage road. Like, I always impresses me the 2 times I've been, and the Christmas event was no different. And I'm sure the Valentine's event will just be as awesome, and it continues to grow and grow and grow and grow. Yeah. So even though it's spooky, still kept the Christmas spirit.
And the Valentine's haunt has a similar feel to the Christmas haunt, where it's kind of silly, and there's usually that same way where there's one trail that's a little bit more silly and interactive and not thematic, but like cinematic is what I meant to say. They're both very thematic. There's a lot of theming going on, but and then they'll have one that's a little bit more scary, but it's still like very like, it's usually like love's revenge, love sucks, and evil, and just like spooky and hearts and very fun. So I love those 2 events a lot because they're like just kind of more of the silly stuff. Like, usually the Halloween ones are pretty scary, which I also love. So yeah, highly recommend if you want to give them a try. Because I did the Love's Revenge one before I did the Halloween one. So just like trying one of those ones out first. And if you love that and you want more, then their Halloween event is the one with the most trails and the most stuff. So definitely worth going to if you like them.
Slay.
Slay. Sleigh bells, slay.
Well, that's been our Christmas special episode, kind of like our Halloween special, going over all these different wonderful Christmas events at the parks. But I think before we wrap up, I do want to ask each of you, what is it that you love about the holidays, specifically, going to theme parks, and how is that with the way you celebrate Christmas and the holidays and all that?
I love any holiday at the parks, but I think that Christmas is just the most magical of any of them. It's very nostalgic, it's happy, it's fun and bright and colorful and just a good time. So, and the weather's usually nicer in Florida at this time of year too, because it's not so hot. So, sometimes Halloween it's still pretty gross out here. So I just love the feel of all of the magic being amplified during that season, especially earlier in the season before it gets too crowded. But yeah, I don't know. I enjoy all of it, and I love how every park does something and it's so different. So even Disney, if you're doing Halloween, it's just pretty much the one park, but Christmas, all 4 parks do something, and Busch Gardens, SeaWorld, Sir Henry's, Universal, of course. So yeah, I love fun. I love the holidays.
You took the words right out of my mouth, Kelley. I just feel like everything just seems so happy and bright, and there's Snope, and there's Christmas trees and Christmas lights and Christmas music, and families are there, big families are all there celebrating Christmas, and I don't know, it's just there's something I don't know how to describe it. There's just something special about it, and it's very heartwarming. I guess nostalgic would also be a good word. But yeah, I don't know. It's just very happy, very nostalgic, happy. Love it.
No, I definitely agree with all that. Parks and themed entertainment, they already have such a fun vibe attached to them that when you put a holiday next to it, it just amplifies both. It amplifies the fun, it amplifies the cozy, it amplifies the good warm feelings, which is what Christmas is about. That's about the warm feeling. I mean, it's about a lot, as we know from every Christmas movie, but warm feelings are definitely attached to that, and you can do it in, I think for a lot of people, theme parks are their comfort zone, their comfort place. Whether they do just walk around, or whether they do just interact with characters, or whether they just do the rides, doing that in a Christmas setting or holiday setting, because SeaWorld does Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, 3 Kings, New Year's, they do all of it. I think that's what makes it great, and why I think we'd recommend, there's so many options out there. If it's something you're interested in, yeah, totally do it. Get that warm and fuzzy feeling. All right, so Kelley, where can the people find you?
Well, you can find me on the Twitter at killer_kells with an S. You can find me on Instagram at Kelley with an EY D Hoffman. And and you can always message the theme park workshop Instagram account, which I am managing, and I'm happy to talk to you guys on there. But yeah, come say hi.
Yeah, you're doing some great work over there. Bella, where can the people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Flynn Rider's Nose, and then on Twitter at Bella Harvey with 2 Ys. And then I am overseeing the Twitter for Theme Park Workshop. So same with Instagram. Feel free to shoot us a little tweet or a DM on Twitter, and I'd be more than happy to chat with you guys.
Yes, Bella's great in all that she does. And I've been Adam Johnson. You can follow me on Twitter, as long as it's still standing, at AdamJ_film.
So true.
Oh, and of course, as we talked about before, the Patreon. Follow us on Patreon if you so desire, and I'll be making updates on there. So you kind of know where we can find us, and you can find us in the theme park workshop space. Yeah, make sure you follow us on all those channels. Subscribe to the channel. Boy, yeah. I forgot about that. Follow the show on your podcast apps if you haven't already. Subscribe to us on YouTube. We'll post there as well. Comment below which event you're most looking forward to, or your favorite theme park, themed entertainment or just any Christmas special event that's going on. We'll also do the same on Spotify. We'll have a poll on Spotify. Vote there, and we'll discuss the results in a later episode if you vote. We're not going to talk about it if you don't vote or comment or any of that. So make sure you do that. Yeah, have a super safe and a super happy, wonderful, merry, bright, all those wonderful things of a holiday, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. And we'll see you in the new year.
Bye, everyone. Happy holidays.
Merry Grinchmas.
Yes.
Merry Christmas. Merry Crisis.
Merry Chrysler.